Welcome back to Spate Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We have a crazy story for you guys. Hip hop and scandal. It's a tale as old as time, but what if the latest allegations against Jay-Z and Diddy could reshape the entire music industry? Today we're diving into a story that's not just about two rap moguls, but about power, accountability, and the future of hip hop culture.
Oh, that's a bold statement to kick things off. What exactly are we looking at here?
Well, we're talking about a civil lawsuit that's been filed against both Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. The allegations are serious. Sexual assault of a minor back in 2000. But what's really interesting is how Jay-Z has responded. He's come out swinging with a statement that's as fierce as any of his rap lyrics.
I'm curious about that. What exactly did he say?
So get this. Jay-Z called the lawsuit a blackmail attempt and said, "I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn." It's like he's drawing a line in the sand, He's saying, don't lump me in with other celebrities. I'm different. And
That's a pretty strong stance. But let's back up a bit. What are the specifics of these allegations?
right. So the lawsuit alleges that both Jay-Z and Diddy sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in 2000. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, claims she was brought to the party under the pretense of working for Diddy. She also alleges she was coerced into signing a non-disclosure agreement and was given a drink that incapacitated her before the alleged assault.
That's a serious accusation. How is this playing out legally?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. This is a civil lawsuit, not a criminal case. But here's the kicker. Diddy is facing separate criminal charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking. Jay-Z, on the other hand, hasn't been charged criminally. It's a complex situation, to say the least.
And how is Jay-Z handling this from a PR perspective?
Oh, he's not holding back. He's taking particular issue with the lawyer representing Jane Doe, Tony Buzbee. Jay-Z accused Buzbee of exploiting the legal system for financial gain. He even said what he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect.
So he's essentially turning the tables on the accuser and their lawyer. That's a bold strategy. Did he say anything about how he plans to handle this legally?
Yeah, he did. And this is where it gets really interesting. Jay-Z challenged Buzbee to file a criminal complaint if the allegations were genuine. He said these alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. It's like he's saying, if you really believe this happened, take it to the criminal courts.
That is bold. But I can't help but wonder about the impact all of this is having on his family. Did he address that at all?
He did, and it was one of the more poignant parts of his response. Jay-Z talked about how he and Beyonce will have to sit down with their children and explain these allegations. He said, "I mourn yet another loss of innocence. It's a reminder that behind the public persona, there's a family dealing with this very personal situation."
That really humanizes the whole situation, doesn't it? We often forget that celebrities are people too, with families and personal lives that can be deeply affected by public accusations like these.
Absolutely. And it's clear that Jay-Z is thinking about the broader implications of this case as well. He expressed solidarity with genuine victims of abuse while criticizing Buzbee for what he sees as exploiting their pain. It's a delicate balance to strike, right? On one hand, we want to take all allegations of sexual assault seriously. On the other hand, false accusations can have devastating consequences.
It really is a tightrope walk. How do you think this case might impact the broader conversation about sexual assault and celebrity in the hip-hop world?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think this case highlights several important issues. First, it underscores the power dynamics at play in the entertainment industry. We're talking about incredibly wealthy and influential individuals. Remember, Jay-Z's net worth is estimated at $2.5 billion. That's a lot of resources to fight these battles in both the legal arena and the court of public opinion.
And it also raises questions about accountability, doesn't it? How do we balance the need to take allegations seriously with the presumption of innocence?
Exactly. It's a delicate balance, and one that our society continues to grapple with, especially in the wake of movements like the Me Too. This case also shines a light on the long-term consequences of actions from decades ago. The alleged incident took place in 2000, but it's only now coming to light. It raises questions about statute of limitations, the reliability of memories, and how we deal with historical allegations.
That's a great point. It's not just about what happened or didn't happen back then, but also about how we address these issues now, in a very different social and cultural context.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the role of social media and the 24-hour news cycle in all of this. Jay-Z's statement was shared via Roc Nation's Instagram account, reaching millions of followers instantly. The way these stories unfold and the speed at which public opinion can shift is dramatically different from even a decade ago.
It's like we're all watching a real-time drama unfold, isn't it? But with real people and real consequences at the center of it all.
That's exactly right. And it's why it's so important for us as consumers of media to approach these stories with critical thinking. We need to be aware of our own biases, whether we're inclined to believe the accuser or the accused, and try to look at the facts as objectively as possible.
So as we wrap up, what do you think are the key takeaways from this story so far?
Well, I think there are several important points to consider. First, the power of a direct and forceful response. Jay-Z's statement was unequivocal, and it certainly shaped the narrative around these allegations. Second, it highlights the tension between taking allegations seriously and protecting the rights of the accused. It's a delicate balance that our legal system grapples with all the time.
Those are great points. Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's also a reminder of the human cost of these high-profile cases. Whether the allegations are true or false, there are real people and families affected by all of this. And finally, it underscores the importance of due process. As tempting as it might be to rush to judgment one way or the other, it's crucial to let the legal process play out.
Well said. It's certainly a complex issue with no easy answers.
Indeed it is. And as this case continues to unfold, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments. It's a story that touches on many important issues in our society today, from the power of celebrity to the complexities of our legal system and the ongoing conversation about sexual assault and accountability in the music industry.
It's definitely a story we'll be following closely. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that this case could have far-reaching implications for the hip-hop industry as a whole. We're talking about two of the most influential figures in the genre, Jay-Z and Diddy, have shaped hip-hop culture for decades. Depending on how this plays out, it could lead to some serious soul-searching within the industry about power dynamics, accountability, and the treatment of women. It might even spark a new wave of activism or changes in industry practices.
That's a great point. It'll be interesting to see how other artists and industry figures respond as this story develops.
Thanks for checking out Spate Radio, and make sure you check our other podcasts on new technology and news.